best at doing what they're comfortable with.
That's
if
true.
You can absolutely dominate with it. You can still make it work.
Both of them got periods in their name. With sword and
I
boot.
see that. Yeah, they are trying to battle for superiority in that regard as well. But we are starting PS2. No huge surprises here. Already getting a little bit of drag downs.
Getting a little bit of rust, it seems, on these starting combos. And getting some good, and this we're seeing the mid-range game where these nair pressure and then I'm fading back with gun, I'm not overcommitting.
Yeah, also that Zaire is a hell of a move.
I think we've seen a lot of Zaire in this matchup. No one wants to jump into Falco up tilt that many times.
Definitely not. A lot of fade back Zaire, and then you can find some pick confirms off it, dash attack. I think you can also run up down tilt a lot of the time.
And Falco, even if Falco calls it out, as long as it's spaced right, it's going to be hard for Falco to punish.
Yeah, especially with how mobile ZSS is, there's not a whole lot you can do. And you can see this right now. Falco's staying in this mid-range, and it's fine, but you're not getting those explosive combos that you're looking for with Falco.
Parrying, but it's multi-hit, so you got to keep holding shield.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you can try to multi-parry. Either you do a continuous parry, but you'll probably get punished because it's not active, or you go for the last hit parry.
Something to note there is that ZSS is down B, probably one of the best just raw escape options in the game.
Yeah.
Falco combos are true, but as he goes towards higher percent with the 50-50s, it's going to be a lot harder for him.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Falco, if you don't get those initial confirms, what you're really looking for is to get your opponent to like 150 or 60 and then hit the down tilt. Oh, he was going for the side B link, probably into like an up air or back air.
I liked the idea there, but it just wasn't. There was an opening for escape there.
I think that's one of the things that works better at higher percents, like when you get to 40 or 50.
It could be a big punish off the ZSS up smash for us.
Yeah, just getting a solid 43%. I'm not seeing a lot of huge advantage strings from Falco, honestly, just playing this honest neutral game, which is not usually what you see with the character.
And doing it fairly well. Got the lead versus ZSS, about to get the full stock lead lap over.
Yeah, when you look at these two characters, you're like, oh yeah, the Falco is gonna win. It's gonna out neutral ZSS. Like that's not what you think going into it.
That's a good sign for blu.J though.
Yeah, definitely.
But for sword, what I would be noticing is that blu.J's not too comfortable with his combos right now, so it's a little safer to be pushing more in when he's trying to get this lead shrunk.
Yeah, generally it is, but it feels like sword. Even if blu.J's not getting the biggest. Oh,
that's a big opening.
That's amazing for sword.
Massive, clearly a massive trade.
Yeah.
100 stock for a 0-1.
Oh yeah, no, that is a win. That is a massive win for sword. blu.J just left himself in all position, and sword's starting to push the advantage now.
ZSS can go really far on these edge guards, which is big for Falco because his recovery is not that good, even with side B into up B.
Yeah, has very clear flaws. And ZSS is a character that can punish it, but
landing there.
Yeah, that's one of the moves that's really, the frame data is kind of absurd on it. So if you have a read on it, you can kind of just throw it out, and it works there, not punished on shield either.
Not quite getting the strong hit of dare he wanted out of shield there, and so the combo got reversible on him.
Okay. It looks like he missed input and he got that he got the macro back air instead. Is a combo at this percent for a kill, side B to back air.
And honestly, Falco still has a fair amount of I was gonna say kill confirms open, but that works too.
Okay. It giveth and it taketh. Got that early stock, but unfortunately SDing a high percent there.
SD, not SD twice, he missed his recovery twice.
Yeah.
Get a little more dialed in on that on the up Bs.
Yeah, I honestly really like the way Soda was playing towards the end of that game. He was starting to actually, it felt like the player was starting to push their advantage more.
But he didn't overcommit too many times, which is also a thing. You want to push your advantage, but you don't want to...
Yeah. But at the beginning of the game, it felt like Sword was more so playing like a passive neutral style, but they were just losing at it.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to see different games, but no. blu.J was just playing the game Sword was playing, but was playing it much better.
Agreed, yeah.
Which is not what I expected to see, but definitely a much more neutral-based player blu.J than maybe you think of with a character like Falco.
Going back to the Pokemon Stadium, which I agree with, the fairly neutral stage in almost every matchup, and it was a close game. It didn't seem like the stage was favoring one person.
Yeah, definitely not. Alright, I like this. I'm seeing a lot more combos now out of blu.J. If he can keep up his neutral while also, getting the strong advantage strings, I think it'll honestly probably be a lot more handy for him this game.
But Sword's still not falling behind. It's still a very close game. Getting the
Oh, yeah, definitely.
pokes, getting a hit in, and going back.
Mm-hmm.
A very non-committal air guard that down smash. It's not too likely to hit, but it's very hard to punish.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to see from Sword more, though, is they're getting these nairs, but they're not converting off of them. And it's one of ZSS's best neutral tools and also one of their best conversion tools.
That's agreed. I think sometimes being too passive, especially after getting the hit, you can... I liked it right there where he pushed the advantage.
Yeah.
But we're still seeing, you pointed out, a lot of back foot play from Sword. He picked the option
Oh,
after
yeah.
that nair that was like about the safest option. Trade game them out there.
Yeah. Also, a lot of fall on that move in general. Gonna find the forward air. We'll see what the edge guard attempt is. Oh, I actually like that. I think they were holding down there so they would avoid ledge. Oh.
I like this, a much more aggressive edge guard.
Yeah, so far it's good. We'll see what Sword can make happen. He's just kind of dancing around right now.
The problem with ZSS playing mid-range is it's hard for it to kill from there. Zair's never going to kill,
Yeah.
and at a certain point it stops comboing. And that means you have to get into Falco's hit range to kill.
Yeah.
Not the strongest punish on that whipped up B.
Yeah, you really had just about anything in the entire world you wanted there, but gotta find the stock and, you know.
Sword does find the stock. Too long on ledge,
Right.
the higher your percent, less invincibility you have. So
Yeah.
at that percent, you really got to pick a ledge
That's
option.
just an equalizer there. You just, kind of a heads-up play there from blu.J,
Yeah.
but see what can happen here. Starting to get these combos more, and
Not the
you got
combo
it.
breaker you want.
Yeah. I mean, like, you get one of those a set, right? You
Yeah.
you went for it twice. It's just
I don't think Sword meant to suicide because of the stage out of view.
Yeah.
I thought they were further back into stage than they were.
yeah. Even so, it wasn't that far off from the. Oh, okay. We getting ladders out here. I don't think you know what character you're playing.
And that was
blu.J.
both a notable percent lead on top of the stock lead. Now Sword really does have to be finding safe ways into Falco's
yeah.
range to whittle this down pretty fast.
Safe, but you also need to put on enough pressure, which ZSS can do, but it's more of a playstyle thing. Okay,
That'll do it.
there we go.
And we see
That's
it.
what was missing before. They're getting those nairs towards the side of the stage, and then they just were like, no, I don't feel like converting off of that.
And this time got him a early stock, and they needed to get that one early.
They definitely do too, yeah. This is still rough though, 91%.
We're starting to get into kill confirm range for Falco.
Yeah,
And there it is.
and that was not the most optimal DI.
Not on the throw or the up air, sadly.
No, but sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it
like
just
that.
happens, yeah.
Sometimes you kind of forget. They're like, oh yeah, Falcon killed me at the
Yeah,
grab.
it's got to get back to friendlies DI.
Yeah. Mom just came in with the groceries DI is what I would use
Yeah.
for during offline. That word was hard. That word was not coming to me. But
Wow,
yeah, offline
yeah.
when you're like, Mom was home, it's like, help me with the